Hi there, you're watching Time Warner Cable's local edition, the Sacramento Report. I'm Jaime Garza. I'm joined today by Assemblymember Tony Mendoza. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Jaime.
We're talking about something that's very serious throughout Southern California, and that's a major gang problem, and it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse, and law enforcement just can't do it alone. And yet, you're trying to find some innovative ways to try to, I guess, empower the parents and empower the community. So let's talk about this brand new law that Governor Schwarzenegger signed, I believe, recently?
Yeah, no, it was actually signed my first year in the state legislature, which was 2007.
So this thing has been on the books for a while, but just now being implemented.
That's correct, because when we first passed the law, we still had to create the curriculum for it. The Attorney General's office had to do it. So we spent the last year and a half creating it, and the law would take effect January 1st of 2010.
All right, let's let everybody know what the law is so we know what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, well, basically the law says that if your child has been convicted of a crime, gang-related or otherwise, the judge will order the parents to go take parenting classes. And these parenting classes are aimed at helping the parents assist their child so they won't commit a more serious crime. Now, if the child commits something really grave like murder, then, parenting classes are pretty much done. But it could be useful if there's other children in the house. So, yeah, these are basically aimed to help parents, give them the tools they need to help their children.
What type of criteria are we talking about? So if these parents are going to go to a parenting class, what are they going to learn?
Well, they're going to teach them specifically how to communicate with the children, which is the biggest hurdle. Also, the resources available to them to try to help their child, how to keep them away from other kids who might be influencing them too much, what are the telltale signs, how they're dressing, who they're hanging out with. But I think overall, it really it's a wake-up call for the parents so they could stop being in denial. Because a lot of times they're, oh, my child didn't do this. And what we're finding out now is that these children are starting younger. They're 11 years old, 10 years old. They're doing really minor things, where they're breaking a window, they're shoplifting, whatever. Mm-hmm. But that leads into something more serious. So we want to stop them right when they do something early on, so that the parents get a parenting class and they start right away, so to avoid those children getting to worse things. Because when they get to 15, 16 years old, 17, it's late. It's over. It's really hard to change kids when they're already that older.
Do you really think parents are in denial, or do you think parents are scared of their own kids? Because I've roamed the streets of South Central, East LA, and I've come face to face with some of these really serious gang members, and they have a lot of intimidation. They have a lot of power.
That is correct. And usually when they're in their higher teens, when they're 15, 16, 17, it's harder to really grab a hold of those kids. But when they start early, 10, 11 years old, and the parents should not be afraid at that time, but should become a parent to that child and really help the child become an adult. And that's why we want to equip those parents with those proper tools.
Some people are going to say, Tony, that this is way too late. I mean, once the kid starts to cause this trouble, the parenting classes are worthless. What's your take on that?
Oh, no, they're very necessary. The earlier we get the children, the better. Mm-hmm. The earlier we get the parents equipped, the better. But I don't want to say that it's never too late. But definitely, if there's other children involved sometimes at these households, if the older child didn't get the benefit, maybe the younger children will.
I guess, and this is one thing I think I want to stress here after talking with you a little bit, for those of you who are watching and have some ideas of maybe my kid is going down that path. These parents can take the class voluntarily. They don't have to wait for their kid to get in trouble, right?
That is totally correct. They don't have to wait for the judge to order them to take the classes, but you got to keep something in mind. These classes will be paid for by the parents.
Do you know how much it's going to cost? That's going to be a big deal.
Yeah,
for a lot of folks.
exactly. We've been estimating it's going to be about $150.
Okay.
And that's going to be a total of 10 hours. So it might be 2 days, 5 hours each. The curriculum's already been established, but it's moving forward.
So it can be a challenge for folks in the lower socioeconomic neighborhoods,
and the judge will make the determination. If there's a hardship, they will waive it. Mm-hmm. Or for me, I don't think this should be waived. They should make it payments, even if it's $5 a month. They got to take ownership.
Assemblyman Tony Mendoza, thank you so much, and thank you for watching Time Warner Cable's local edition.